Salute. How y'all doing? My name is Derrick Williams. Shout out and respect due to my newest subscribers, Zombie Girl Eats, Nang Mars, Gene Park, Miss Me, Underwater Gardeners, Taylor Renee, Supreme Kamani, and Canada's own SOS, the Shamus of Slot. On Wednesday, September the 11th, it will be 18 years since the greatest crime in American history, in my opinion, was committed against the American people. And we still haven't had any answers. We still haven't gotten any answers for that fateful day, and no one has of yet been brought to justice. It just happened. That's how it's going to be written in the history books. This was just a day that just happened. But this is a topic that has always fascinated me because our government was essentially able to get away with highway robbery in front of everybody. And I want to introduce you to a black woman that no one talks about. No one wants to touch this woman for some reason. And you would think that black media would definitely want her story, but I have not seen anyone in black media. This would Boyce Watkins, Roland Martin, anyone, no one in black media that I'm aware of has ever carried this woman's story. The title of this presentation will be called A Day in the Life of April Gallop. And I am one boy in the comments section on YouTube. April Gallop actually worked at the Pentagon on September 11, 2001. And she has a very compelling story to tell. So I'm going to step aside at this time and I'm going to let Miss Gallop speak. So I want you all to listen objectively. All y'all take care. Greenville, Mississippi till I die.
September 11, 2001, I was returning back from work from maternity leave. What a way to come back to work. I had my son with me. I wanted to enroll him at the daycare at the Pentagon, but I received a call on my cell phone that wanted me to come into the office and take care of a couple of things before I took him to the daycare. At the time, my first sergeant also let me know that she had to go to a meeting, so I was going to talk to her after she returned. Of course, I didn't think I was going to be able to get him clear to go back, in a particular area, but for some kind of reason or circumstance, it was able to happen. As soon as I sat down at the computer, I put my son to my left in his stroller. As soon as I sat down at the computer, I went to turn the screen on, and when I pressed the button, boom. Things were dark. All of a sudden, I was covered from my neck all the way down in debris, and I was laying on my stomach. My son, of course, was flown completely out of his stroller, and he too was covered in debris. When Elijah stopped crying, that's my son, he stopped crying, so I thought, he was dead. I knew that I had to do something to try to, save him. At the same time, there were also other people who were there who were trapped in between the floors and in debris who were also making particular sounds. Help me, save me. I got to get out of here. You heard screaming. There was a lot of hysteria at that particular time. I was very split about what I should do. Either try to find my son and get him out of here or try to help these people. I tried to, reach down under the debris to see if I could find Elijah, but I wasn't able to do it. So then I helped the other people with the thought that, okay, after I help them, help me find my son. And, really there was no methodology to it. Unfortunately, there was a lot of hysteria going on, and they really wanted to get out of the building. And I understood that, and I don't, place any fault on anyone. But on our way out, there was a large pile of debris. There were two individuals who were holding onto my arm. I reached down over, reached under, and I grabbed my son and I put him on my shoulder. And then as soon as we left that area, the rest of the stuff had collapsed. As I was coming out of the area, I didn't see any type of plane debris, no metal, no airplane seats, Nothing that would cause me to believe that what had just happened was actual plane hitting the building. Again, I wasn't on the outside, but from the inside view, I didn't see anything that would give me any indication that a plane hit and gone through the building. There was just nothing identifying that had taken place.
What kind of debris did you see?
It was more like office equipment stuff, computers, books, papers, desks, things of that nature. Nothing metal or airplane seat or, nothing like that.
You see any luggage?
I saw no luggage, nothing. No luggage, no bags. As a matter of fact, I couldn't even find my own wallet. But in going through the debris, there were certain things that should have been able to be seen or identifiable as it pertains to the plane.
How much fire did you see?
Not much. It wasn't a lot. And I don't know what that was due to. I know there was when these computer screens were blown out, there were fires in that area of the computers. But it was just very smoky. But that's it. I wasn't covered in jet fuel. My child wasn't covered in jet fuel. The people that we helped get out in between the areas, they weren't covered in jet fuel. So,
were the walls knocked down, or did you see columns?
on our way, on my way out, you can see that there was some still standing on the way out with wires hanging. Coupled not consistently, but you did see.
Okay. For the record, where were you located exactly?
I was located 1 Echo 517, first floor, E-Ring, 5th corridor. That's how you read that number and letters.
The name of the department?
It was the administrative office at that particular time, Office of the Secretary of the Army. I know they've changed their name, OAA.
As far as after September 11th, let's look before we get to that. What exactly did you see when you came out? What did it look like? What was the whole? What did that look like when you came out? Can you describe that? Was it roundish?
Yeah, it wasn't like a perfect round. I mean, it was just an area that we exited out of. It wasn't a perfect circle.
Did it appear? Because I showed you some pictures earlier. But you obviously came out onto the body. Where did you come out exactly?
I'm believing, based off the pictures that I've seen, that I came out of the area where I believe it entered. I don't believe I came out of the area where the plane was supposed to have exited. I don't believe, based off the pictures I've seen. Yes, I would like to revisit the area to confirm exactly, which side, but I believe it was where it was supposedly entered.
What did they tell you? How close were you to the alleged impact?
I was told by the Pentagon renovation team I was maybe 35, 45 feet, give or take 3 or 5 feet from the place of impact.
And as you walked through and walked out on your way out, were you walking on debris? What type of debris were you walking?
Well, I lost my shoes, so I was barefooted, and and again, yes, I was concerned for my life, but at the same time, I didn't want my feet to get cut either. So I was trying to be extra careful, and I walked on that debris, and it wasn't hot, it wasn't burning, it wasn't anything like that. And, I just know it was basically papers, books, just office stuff, concrete, wall stuff.
Right, but were there,
all together.
Were there walls, or was it all just an open area with?
There was some walls that had collapsed. Maybe it was stuff from the floors, because there were different floors that had collapsed in, and one particular wall had came down in this fashion. So it could very be that maybe when it fell down and crushed, I really don't know.
So when you walked through, it's not at all like intact hallways?
The closer you got out, it was less debris for some reason, I don't know. But the more we got closer to the actual way to get out, it looked more like a hallway type area, like you were going through a blackened hall. The closer we got to going out, it was just black, and it still had stuff. I mean, it still had stuff in it. You don't get me wrong, but that's where you could see the columns, poles, whatever, wires and things. Yeah, because there were people who were also behind me, and one gentleman was trying to hold on to something. He put his arm on it. I remember him doing that. And the guy in front was like, "Come on, let's get out of here."
In your best estimation, how long would you estimate that experience was from the moment the impact, traveling, the alleged impact, to actually getting outside? From maybe even finding Elijah.
It's hard.
Describe it as minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah, it seemed like a long time to me. At the same time, it had to go a certain pace, or else everything would have collapsed on us, and we would have been, probably dead, or some stuff falling on top of us. It's really hard to say because I wasn't keeping time. I need to do a guess estimate because it wasn't like I was keeping time or paying attention.
Sure, but did you guys have to read? Did you just find over the read?
It was a little bit of both because when people were collapsed in the area, and you're trying to pull these people out, you're dealing with debris in that sense of collapsed floors. Then, in the issue of finding my son, it was more of just, it wasn't a trying to place it or anything. It was just more of a shuffling. I'm trying to look under stuff to try to see if maybe I could feel them. So that was another way of looking at debris.
What's happened since you come out now and started talking? What happened immediately after?
Well, again, the American Republic had responded so well in regards to looking at this incident, and was, the American public was, traumatized by the actual event, but then also they sympathized based off knowing that people actually experienced this event, and they responded so well to try to help. But what took place, for example, Pentagon Victims Fund, the Army Emergency Relief was given oversight over the Pentagon Victims Fund. They made a decision to divert the money towards the war when there were Pentagon victims who still had long-term needs. There was no main interest or concern regarding helping people recover or rebuild their lives from a very traumatic event. And there was the Survivors Fund, who was supposed to provide this intensive case management to ensure that, Virginia victims got the assistance that they need to help recover. But their case management, the goal of their case management was to prevent the victim from actually getting the assistance that they needed. And I just find that a little bit disturbing that people would have such a traumatic experience and then turn around and be further traumatized by these organizations that capitalize off people's victimization. And it's an issue that's still being fought today. When you hear them all the time about, every anniversary they want to do a moment of silence, and nothing is really being done to really help people actually rebuild their lives.
So, right after the event, what were they telling you? You trying to find out what happened? What was the
Well, I was still property of the government, even though I was brought there. Technically, regulation-wise, they had the responsibility, or they could remove you from a civilian hospital to take you to a military hospital. And so when an incident takes place, they have to go out and do what is called accountability to identify other military people, or else you can be counted AWOL until they determine, which is absent without leave, to determine your location. So they end up representatives from each of the military forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, ended up coming to the hospital for which my child and I were located. When they came in my room, they let me know, asked me my name, my social, so they could identify where we were, and let the command know what our status was. The conversation pretty much was, they asked me what did I think happened. And like I said, I wasn't on the outside, so I really didn't know. I just communicated that it sounded like a bomb to me. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like a bomb. And then they made a point to say, well, what it was this, that it was a plane and it hit the building.
So it sounded like.
Yeah, I mean,
Was there a flash at all?
There was no flash, but you got to remember, I go to put my finger on a computer, so I thought I triggered it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happened like right when I put my finger on this button and I had pushed it all the way in. So my immediate thought was, I must have triggered it. So that's why I'm thinking bomb. So there was some concerns there. Now, if it happened like as I was going to the computer, maybe I would have thought something else. But it happened like right when I put my finger on that button. So I was thinking all types of things.
And you also had an interesting experience or site that you could see.
Exactly. There's another security area where you can go to get badges, and then there's an area where you can walk down and go to the metro station, because most people that work at the Pentagon cash the metro station. What I thought was quite unusual was, as I looked down the stairwell, there were what I believe to be the bomb sniffing dogs. And you wonder, well, what are they doing here? That's all I remember asking myself, well, what are they doing here today? There were just little things throughout the Pentagon as I was walking through that I noticed that I would, what's that all about? Kind of. The fact I was able to get my son, easily through, that's like, what's going on with that? And then I go in this particular place, I look down and I see that, I'm thinking, what's that all about? But not really connecting any dots to think that maybe something's up.
You were actually unaware of the attacks, right?
I wasn't aware.
No one had said anything in the office.
Nothing, no alert, no warning, no heads up, nothing.
What is the extent of what you train on as far as the defense mechanisms of inbound objects coming? Is there any type of alerts? What is it?
Well, technically, really, there isn't anything that should get within a certain mile radius. And at the top of my head, and at this point in time, I can't remember the actual radius. I can give it to you another time. But there's nothing that's supposed to come within a certain mile radius of the building. And what amazes me is that they're claiming that this plane came within that radius and then further penetrated this building. That's supposed to be one of the most secure and safest buildings in all the United States of America. That's very hard. And then what is the probability of not one security measure operating on that particular day? That's just a bit unusual. No alerts, no warnings. And here the World Trade Center had already been hit. And I know that there's a room where they have the televisions where they monitor the news. Yet nobody was running around, talking about the World Trade Center, that something happened at the World Trade Center.
Right, because at 9:03, confirmed the attack on the second plane. And if 30 minutes to 38 minutes, you had no idea that you were attacked. What was the exact time you can recall the explosion, the was happening, the violent reaction, situation that happened?
I couldn't recall the time, but I know my watch stopped at 9:30. Watch stopped at 9:30. I can't say, it wasn't like I was looking at my watch.
How do you feel about a lot of the obviously victims and witnesses? How do you feel about that today? What would you like to say to them?
Not to be afraid to come forward and discuss things that they may have seen, and if they know someone who has information, that to come forward and know that it's for a greater cause and a greater good.